Assalamu alaikum. In this tutorial, we will learn how to create a network with one server, two hosts, or any other number of hosts. The server will receive a message from the host and send it back to the same host. Okay? So how to do that? Firstly, create a new project, omnet project. Give it a name. I will do it task 2. Empty project. Choose empty project and then finish. Okay. Inside this one, we do the same thing like the last time. So we create what? One source folder to put our file inside there. Okay. We have how many model? We have one model for the host, one model for the server. Let us start with the model for the server. It's easy one. So create a new source file, name it server.cc. Okay, so this is my server here. My server now, what are the things that I will do? I need to create a server. The server in the initialization stage, we have nothing to add there. Okay, in the handle message, the server will look for which gate that receive the message from, and send it back to the same output gate in sequence. You get that? Okay, so we need to include the what? I believe these things here are the same everywhere, so I will just copy paste that. Okay, save. But now here our what is the name of our class? Isn't it? So we don't have this gen. We have server. We have server here. Server and server here. Okay, so now this is our class server is created. Let's have these two private integer, one for the how many bucket we receive, how many bucket we send. Okay, then now here what we have initialize, handle message, and finish. Here we define the model server, and this one here inside initialize, we initialize, receive, and send. Now we create the first message. Am I right? Okay, now this message we are not going to send it out. We will create alarm here. Oh sorry, the server won't do that. There is nothing here. Okay, inside handle message, what should I do? Just comment it. Okay, firstly I need to know which gate this message from. Okay, so now the gates here are implemented like each gate we created like array. We create the gate inside the server like array. So to differentiate which gate of them, I will do that by the index, because the array got index. Am I right? The element inside the array got index. I will name all the gate in or out by in and out. Okay, now when I connect the host 1 to gate number 1, I will connect the same out with the same number 1. So now if I know the index, that would be enough. Okay, so how to know the gate? We just create one object gate. Okay, G is equal to the message get arrival gate. So this one here, this function here, get arrival gate, we return back the object of the gate where the message come from. Am I right? Then after that we ask that gate what about anything that we are looking for, like what is the index of that gate and everything else. Okay, so now if I want to know the index of the gate, I will just ask the get the G1, this one. Now I need to create integer, the get index. Okay, is equal to G, and now I'm trying to ask the get index. You get that? So this one will return what? What is the index of the receive get? Clear or not? Okay. Just for example here, look here. Let's say this is a server, am I right? This is our server. The server, there is get. I will connect them like this one in, out. Okay? Another server, in, out. You get that? But these gates here, because I don't know how many of them, I will create them like array. Okay? So this in is in number, let's say 0. So this one will become out number 0. This one number 1, this one number 1. Number 2, and so on until the last one. You get that? So that means this one will connect to the same host. This one will connect to another host. You get that? So now if I receive it from this one, I send it back to the same one. Clear, am I right? So if I receive it from this one, I need to send it to this one. Betul? So now to know which gate that out I should send to, all of them with the name out. They are just different in the index, am I right? So I need to know the index of the incoming gate. If it is 0, send it to the out with the index number 0. You get what I mean, am I right? So now that is what I do here. What I do here, the first thing, I create a gate. This is just a variable to tell me to get the gate of the arrival message. This is the arrival message, this one, and now we get the gate of the arrival message. We put it here. Now that gate, we just ask that gate what is your index. Now it will tell me what is the index. I put it inside the integer. Am I right? Now I will send the same message out to what? To the out. Yeah, to the out with the same index. You get that? Okay. So what to do? Send it back lah. Send. Okay, control is base. Now I need to find the send where I give it the message. Okay, the get name and the get index. See here? So this is the message, this is the get name, and this is what? Index. So now I will use this one, am I right? The message is the message. The get name is what? Out. The index is the number that I get it just right now, am I right? Okay. So now I will use this one. What is the message name? MSG, the one that we receive, am I right? The get name? Out. The get name is out, and the index is get index, am I right? You get that? Now it is very clear here, am I right? Betul? Okay. This is our server finish. Now we need to create the what? The NED for the server. The NED for the server. Create a new NED. Okay, name it what? Server. With one item. Is it a network or C symbol module? Symbol model, am I right? Because this one representing the and the name of the class is server with capital S. Okay, finish. Now this is our server. Inside our server we need to do what? Gates. And the gates, now we have input. We give the name what? Int and array. And we have output. Okay, the name out and array. Clear now? Now we create the get and arrays. Am I right? So the second step now here, we need to create what? The source file for the host. Okay, the host, we create a new source file, name it anything like host dot cc. Normally because we have a, just give it the name client. Can finish. So now this is our client here. Our client, just base the same thing again. Where is it? Okay, and now we change the class name to client. Okay, we have here we have it here, we got it here and here. Okay, so now this is our client, but the code, we will change all the code inside. Am I right? Okay, one of the things that we need to calculate is the delay. Am I right? So the delay, what is the cStdDev, deviation, and just name it delay. Don't use the word delay, use delay and just change it with anything else. Let's say just time delay, because it's time delay, we write t underscore delay. Okay, so now in the initialize, what should we do? We create the message. Am I right? The message that is the alarm. So I will name it the name of the message what? Alarm. Clear? Okay, now to send the message, we are not sending the message out, we just create the alarm. Am I right? Create the alarm schedule at. This is the function. This is it. Okay, this function will take two arguments. The first argument here is the simulation time. This is the time that you need that alarm to be fired. Am I right? And the second one is the message that you need it to be sent. So we will use this one. Okay, so now the simulation time for this alarm. Okay, now if I ask you the first time to send the first bucket is what? At time what? At time 0. Am I right? So this is to send the first bucket. Am I right? So I will create this one to be sent at time is equal to 0. What is the message name? Amira. Is it? Our message here with the name Amira lah. Clear now, am I right? So this message will be received by what? Handle message here. So now handle message will react differently. You get that? So we said now handle message has what? Now the number of send here is not increasing anymore because we are not sending anything here. Well, now inside here, inside the handle message, we said we can receive either the alarm message or the message from outside. So if it is the alarm message, what we do? Else, okay, to remind myself, I write here, I comment here, make a comment, self message. Okay, I will write a comment here, message here from out. You get that? So this is just a comment. This is nothing inside the code. So how to know if the message is self message? I will just ask message, are you a self message or not? Message is self message. This is it. So this one, this function is belong to the class cMessage and will tell me if the message is self message or not. You get that? So if it is self message, we return back what? Yes. If it is not, we return back what? No, true, false. You get that? So now if it is true and it is self message, what should I do? Create a new message firstly. How to create a new message? See, message. Okay, what is the name now? Yeah, let's say out message. Am I right? You get it? Is equal to new C message. You give it a name, you don't give it a name, no problem lah. Okay, so we can name it here. Apa tu? Laila. Okay? You get that one? So now this message we need to send it what? Out. How to send the message out? Send. Then the name of the get or the message? The message and the name of the get. This one. Is it? So the message name is? What is the message name? No, out message. The name of the get is out. Clear with that? Okay. So now we need to create alarm for what? New alarm, am I right? So new alarm is equal to what? Okay. To create a new alarm, normally, okay. Let's say the time interval is 0.1. Okay. So when I receive that alarm, I receive it at time is equal to 0.0. Alright. So this is simulation time. This is simulation time. I receive the alarm, that one, the first one, I receive it at time is equal to 0.0. Third. So this is the simulation time. Now I send the message out and everything. I need to send the new alarm. The new alarm is what? What time? 0.0 plus. So 0.1. Am I right? Here. Done. So I will receive that alarm at this time. So I will send the message out. Get it? The new alarm is equal to what? 0.2, which is equal to the current time plus time interval. You get that? The current time plus time interval. So let's say now I am at this time. Time is equal to x. Okay? Where should I create the new alarm? X plus 0.1, am I right? So the new alarm should be x plus 1. That is the time for the new alarm. X is what? Current time, am I right? Current simulation time. So now we need to know how to find the current simulation time. So now that means I will set a new alarm. Schedule at simulation time is equal to this is the get the simulation time, same time. This function will return back the simulation time, this function here, the current simulation time, plus interval. I will just give it the name interval. Okay. So now later on we need to define what this interval as a new parameter. The second thing is what? The second thing is the message that I want to send it out, which is not the message out. This is the alarm message. The alarm message is the message that I receive. Am I right? So the message one. No need to create a new one. You get that? So now I have missing this one, this variable. So now I will declare this variable. Go up here, declare a new variable here. Double. The name of the variable is interval. Now I need to give the value of interval. Am I right? Okay. Normally interval too, because we need to change it every time we run the simulation. Am I right? You get that? So we make the change of the interval is not from the CC file, because every time we change the CC file, the source file, we need to rebuild the simulation again. So we need to make it as a parameter that we can get it from the NED file or the INI file, because if we change the value of the INI file or the NAD file, no need to rebuild the simulation. Okay, to do that, we go here in initialize, okay, and we said interval is equal to bar. This is the function that will get a value of a variable from the NAD file with by its name. Okay, so here I will just give it the name, same thing, interval. Okay, that means what? This bar will take the value from the NAD file. Okay, for the variable name, what? Interval. So now inside the NAD file, now I need to add another parameter with the name, what? Interval, for the host, for the client. You get that? Okay. That means this one, okay, we'll take the value from the NAD file and give it to what? Interval. Now we finish from this one. The second thing else, anything else to do here with the alarm thing? No. So now when we receive message, what should we do? Actually here we have one more thing we should do. The number of send should increase by 1. You get that? Okay. Here the number of receive increase by 1. Because that means here we receive it from outside, isn't it? So the number of receive R CV plus. Okay. Collect the delay. Calculate the delay, am I right? Okay, to calculate the delay, we need to do something, we call it timestamp. When you create a message, okay, you set the timestamp. The timestamp, this is the time of creation. Okay, when you receive the message, to know the delay is equal to what? The time you receive it minus the time it has been created, am I right? So if you set the timestamp inside the message, like the time that is creation, when you receive it, you just the current simulation time minus the time stamp. Betul? Okay. So how to do that here? Here when we create the message for out, this one, this is the message for out. So we need to set the timestamp before we set it out. Am I right? So here message out underscore message set timestamp. This one. Huh? Set time stamp. The time stamp, this is the what do you call it, variable inside the message. Okay, we'll save a number. That number is the creation time. So when I create the message here, I will set the timestamp. Set it means set it. Okay. So the timestamp, I will use this one, timestamp, which is the simulation time. The current this one, I need to get that variable, am I right? Because it's argument, which is the current simulation time. So just do that one. Timestamp. Here the current simulation. How to get the simulation time? We just did it, am I right? Same time. This one. So this one will retain what? The current simulation time. So now set the timestamp to this time. You get that? That means the timestamp. Now when I receive the message, I will receive it somewhere else lah, not here lah. Okay? So when I receive it, I receive the message. What? How to collect the delay? The delay is the double value. It's equal to, let's say TT is equal to simulation time, current simulation time. Now this is how to get the current simulation time, am I right? Minus message dot get the time stamp, am I right? Get time. So now this is the delay. How to collect it? We put it inside the statistic. Remember the delay there, we have one variable with the name delay, am I right? T underscore delay. T underscore delay. This one dot collect, because it's statistic variable, am I right? Now here we have to add what? T. Okay? For the coding simplicity, just take this one here. Take this one. We don't have to add another variable. Cut it and put it here, am I right? And no need for this one anymore. Okay, clear this one? Okay, so now we collect the receive and the delay. Now what should we do with the message? Delete it, isn't it? Okay, so message delete. You can drop, you can delete, you can dump, you just find anything you want to do. I think delete is the best way. Drop, where is it? Dump, delete, they change it or what? So this one will delete the what? The message. Okay, if you don't delete the message, you know, every message will be still remaining in your memory, like in your memory. So you run, the memory will what? Become very what? Backlog. You use too much memory. So now at finish, what should we do? We need to collect, am I right? First we need to collect the delay, number of send, number of receive. So the number of send, number of receive, we have them already. Now we do another record scalar for the what? Delay. Okay, so delay, average delay. Okay, the delay, the variable with the name underscore t underscore delay dot get mean. Mean is a delay, am I right? So this is the mean delay. Now I know what is the mean delay, am I right? And we know the rest of the thing. So now we need to create the NED file for the client. Try to build if you have any problem here before we go. Okay, it looks no problem. So now we create the NED file for the client, am I right? So this one with the name client. Okay, next one item client, it is a simple model, finish. So inside the client, what do we have? Before the get, now we add one parameter, if you remember. Remember the one that is the name interval, am I right? So we add the parameter first. So we create parameter function. The type of that one is double, and the name is interval, if I'm not mistaken. Just to make sure the name is the same. Copy. Now we add the parameter here, isn't it? After that we have gates, is it? So we have input gate. How many of them? How many input gate? How many input gate for the client? How many? For the client. For the client, how many of them? How many input gate for the client? One. Output? One. Okay, clear? Okay, so now we finish from this thing, am I right? Okay. Now we create the client, we create the server, and we set up them already, am I right? Now we need to create our what? Network, am I right? So we create a new NED file to describe our network, this one. Now here we can give it the name what? Task 2. Next, this one is one item, it's a network, finish. So here we have to add how many client? One client, another client, am I right? Okay, you can give it any name. Host 1. Okay, this one I will rename it what? Okay, before we do this one, what if we make the client inside the network like array? That means the number of the client inside the network is what? Is different every time. So instead of adding 2 hosts, I will just add only 1. Okay, and instead of just one, I will just rename it and make it like what? Array. This is array. Here we have the array. How many hosts? number of hosts. We make it a parameter variable, n underscore host. You get that? So now we have how many hosts? N hosts. We don't know. How many server? One server. Okay, so now we need to connect the host to the server, isn't it? I will just do this one. Just do one connection here from the host to the server, and from the server to the host, and then after that I will go inside the what? The source to see how the connection work. This is how the connection work. Am I right? Now the host here, he said just connect host number 0 to the server. Am I right? And the host number 0 in to the server out. However, that is not true, because now the host number, I don't know how many of them. Am I right? So I need to create one parameter here inside the network to tell me how many hosts do I have. So parameter, this one this time is integer, and the name of the parameter is n what? Host. Is it? Okay. So now how many parameter we create in the NED? One we create inside the symbol module 1, am I right? And the second one we create it for the what? Network. You get that? Okay. This display I will delete it. I don't like it. All of them I will delete it. Okay. But the connection now is not true, because now the connection, I don't know how many connection I want to add. Am I right? So I will add them by using for. By using what? For loop. For. Okay. For I start by 0 until number of hosts. Am I right? N underscore host. Okay. Because it is array, if I start from 0 and the number of hosts is 5, that means I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. No 5. So I have to stop at minus 1. You get that? Okay. So now here, instead of host number 0, I will add the host number I. Host number 0, I have the host number I. You get that? And the plus inside the gate of the server, this one will increase the index of the server by 1 every time. Clear now? Yeah. Again? Yeah, because the server we didn't specify how many gates we have. Am I right? We just put it empty array. So that means dynamic array. Every time we add plus, will increase the number of elements inside the array by 1. And we assign that one to the one that what you are doing right now. You get that? So this is how it works here. Okay. So now let's create the INI file. Okay. Now the INI file, there is something else we need to add. I need to close this one. Okay. So now we create the INI file. Create new INI file. Just leave the name as it is. Empty INI file. What is the name of the network? Task 2. Okay, finish. Okay, inside the INI file now, we cannot leave it empty, because we have two parameters. We need to put their value. Am I right? The first one is the interval, and the second one is the number of hosts. Am I right? So the number of hosts is dot is very simple, n underscore host. Okay, the number of hosts is how much you want. Let's say now we need 4. Okay, the interval, this is it. Let's say now I do 0.1. You get that? So now I have 0.1 as a time interval. You get that now? Am I right? Okay, so now let's run and see if it works or not. Let's hope. Do we have four hosts? Okay, and all of them connected to the server. Host number 0, number 1, 2, and 3. The server received the message and send the message back. Okay. Okay, until now this one is okay, but the problem is, okay, the problem is what? There is no delay. let's see the simulation time is there or not. So there is simulation time here, am I right? So let's say I run this one until 100 simulation time. Now I call finish, am I right? Yes. And I close this one to collect my result. Here is my result. Browsing data, this is the scaler. So now I have what? Number of message sent for host 0, number of message sent for host 1, number of message sent for host 2. You get that? Okay, so now if I ask you to calculate the BDR, the bucket delivery ratio. Bucket delivery ratio. In this network, everything supposed to be perfect, am I right? Because we have nothing kachow, no noise. We didn't implement any noise inside, isn't it? So every message sent must be what? Received. So now if I ask you to calculate the bucket delivery ratio for this one, how can you calculate it? Take all sent, number of message sent, actually number of message received, sum them all. So how many thousand we have? 1, 2, 3, 4,000. Am I right? Okay, now how many message sent? How many message sent? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4,000. So 4,000 by 4,000 is 1. So the bucket delivery ratio is how much? Which is 100%. Am I right? You get that? Clear? Okay. If it is clear, assalamu alaikum. Any question? Any question? Yes. Assure that this is an integer number inside there. It won't be increased until you send a message. Am I right? Yeah. No, because we run the simulation for how many seconds? We run the simulation for 100 seconds. Am I right? And we say the time interval is equal to what? 0.1. Then it is 1,000, isn't it? Clear? Clear. Okay, assalamu alaikum.